This is Mishlei 20:10. Evan va'evan, Ephah ve'ephah, to avas Hashem gam shnehem.
A stone for a stone.
Literally a stone and a stone. Yeah.
So it's is that a measurement?
Yeah.
A measure.
I think it really just says Ephah, right? There's no English word for it.
Yeah, it just shows it.
Yeah.
Ephah and Ephah.
Yeah.
An abomination for Hashem, to Hashem.
Yeah. To Hashem, of Hashem.
Are both of them? Are also both.
Are also both of them. Yeah. Maybe do you think? Let's see. Gam. What do you think the best translation for gam is here? It could be also, but I can tell you my inclination. I mean, do you have a?
Even. I mean, like that.
Yeah, I would translate it as even and they, even both. I mean, the easiest, the flowiest way would be even they are an abomination to Hashem, but it means even both of them. Meaning the chiddush. It's a chiddush that these are an abomination.
Well, could it be an abomination? It could be a chiddush that one of them is an abomination. Like you would have thought only one of them. But
That could be also. That's true. Yeah. All right. So we'll keep it an abomination with them are even both of them. It's just it doesn't flow, but yeah. Okay. So look.
Even the two of them are.
Yeah. Even both of them. Yeah. Even both of them are an abomination of Hashem. Yeah. I think that captures the ambiguity that I was looking for. I just gotta save this as a different document. Okay. So before we go to the Chumash, Metzus Zion, which I guess I don't think this is going to be essential to the idea, is Ephah is Shem Mida Bas Gimel Sa'im, or whatever you say it. So I don't think we need to know that much, but I think it's just the fact that it's a measurement. And then Tadigon.
Big measurement, small.
Sa'ah is pretty.
It's big.
No. Well, mikvah is 40 sa'ah, right?
Yeah.
So, and I've seen mikvahs. So I don't think it's that big. What?
No, I was going to make a reference to the really
good joke. Oh.
No, really good learning Nida.
Oh, that's funny. I thought you were going to make a reference to me seeing something.
That one's gonna
Oh yeah, I know. It's good. It's good. Stadigon says, so I think it's not that big. I don't really care, actually. I mean, right? I mean, for our knowledge of halacha, it matters, but for our purposes, I don't think it's gonna matter. Stadigon says, the hamishkalos. Does yours have the hamishkalos?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Start a sentence with and because it doesn't connect to the last one.
Well, I think that's part of the gum.
It could, yeah. Maybe that is a form of the gum, but
Yeah.
the hamishkalos hashonos, the hamidos she'ena meduyakos, mitayv osam Hashem gam yachad. So, you know what? This is my intuition. I'm inclined to translate as whether it's different weights or different measures, or measures that are not precise. Hashem hates both of them together. Also hates both of them together. So the only thing he changes here is the midos she'enan meduyakos, which is a little weird because the pasuk phrases them the same way. Evan and Ephah Ephah, you know. But it looks like he's trying to get two forms of cheating here.
Yeah.
That there's or just two ways to express the different forms of cheating. I don't really know what he's getting out of that. Yeah.
When we went to the Rambam Bekius, in Nizlakim, and like that's what you said it was. I was reading through the mitzvot, and I saw that it said that you shouldn't have Evan Ephah in your house.
Yeah. Speaking of which, the Rambam is emphatic that this is one mitzvah. Guess who's not? Yeah, he counts Evan as one lo saseh. Yeah, one lo saseh, and then Ephah as another lo saseh, which is interesting.
Evan is one. Evan is one.
Yeah. Okay, the Tергum K'tuvim I think will be important here. Makla. Oh, by the way, I did look at my house and I don't have WD-40. If that's why you're getting up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I should buy it. I'm sure someone has it. I'm sure Mark Solomon has it.
Yeah.
That's his world. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So maskala, umaskala, kaila, vakaila. I'm just going to treat those as straight translations. Now, here's the thing. Merachakim idum kadam elaka. So this is, I think, a consistent thing with Onkelos and the Targum, that they translate Toeva Hashem, or Toeva in general, as Merachaka min kadam Hashem, is that they are like things that God distances, that distance a person from God. Okay, so that's how he translates it. Which is obviously like slightly less of an anthropomorphization, because abomination means like you hate it. So he's saying like it distances you from God. Okay, art scroll, I think he's not going to add anything. A weight, a measure and a measure, both of them are an abomination of Hashem. Living nach, 2 different weights, 2 different measures, both are an abomination to God. And altar says 2 different weight stones, 2 different measures. The Lord's loathing are they both. Yeah.
Can we talk about what the phenomenon is?
Yes, that's what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is look at the pasukim, because this is one of these rare instances that Mishlei is seemingly parroting a pasuk from the Chumash. So look at Devarim, Perek Kaf Hey. Devarim Kaf Hey. Yud Gimel is where it starts. Okay, so lo yihye lecha bekisacha even ba'aven gedola ukutana. You should not have in your purse, your pouch, a stone and a stone, a big one and a small one. Lo yihye lecha bevesacha ephah ve'ephah gedola ukutana. You should also not have in your house an ephah and an ephah, a big one and a small one. So it's reasonable to assume, I think, that when Mishlei says even ba'aven, it means gedola ukutana, and then ephah means gedola ukutana, right? Then, so that's the negative, and then the positive is Evan Shlema Vatzedek Yihye Lach, Ephah Shlema Vatzedek Yihye Lach, a whole stone, a whole, and I think, how would you translate tzedek here?
Like proper.
Yeah, I think proper, right? Like proper, or like calibrated, or yeah. Let me just, I'm curious how Uncle translates it. What does Uncle say? Yeah, of truth, stone of truth. Show the truth. Yeah, Yehonlah. Yeah. So accurate. That's what I'm saying. Is an accurate and complete stone. You should have an accurate and complete ephah. You should have for yourself. Laman yarichu yamach al ha'adama asher Hashem elokecha nosen lach. In order that you prolong your days on the earth that Hashem your God gives you. Oh, I forgot to say this at the beginning, by the way. I think this will take us more than one day, both because we have pasukim and we have halachos, and then this is the first time we're encountering toeva in Mishlei, and Mishlei is a book that I think uses the word toeva in several times, and so we might have to get into that, and so we'll probably extend this into next week. Okay, then it says he avas Hashem elokecha kol ose ele kol ose avel, right? Because an abomination of Hashem is all who do these, all who do iniquity. Yeah. So it seems like Mishlei is just a condensation of these 4 pasukim.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a problem.
Why?
Because we already have Chumash.
Oh, you want.
So what's the chiddush? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And especially because the pasuk is phrased as a chiddush, right? Like we said with Gam, right? Gam Tovas Hashem, Gam Shnehem. Well, the pasuk already says that both of them are Tovas Hashem.
Yeah. And
not only that, but the pasuk says includes that even not as a chiddush, because it says kol ose ela kol ose avel, that like avel is a Tovas Hashem, and like these are examples of avel, yeah. You should get Rambam's also, by the way.
Yeah, just for like maybe a whole for how we can try to figure
Yeah.
out what he's talking about. The fact that it says gum.
Yeah.
But I think that's the only, like.
That's the only new.
That's the only thing that Mishlei seems to be
the foothold. Yeah. Okay, so look at, just to get our bearings here.
Wait, can we just what is God of heaven?
That's what we're gonna look up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in halachos.
Okay.
Yeah. I got you. Geniva, Zion. Yeah. First guess. Yeah.
Which pair?
Zion. Yeah. So just to state outside here, there are two frameworks. Sorry, there are two lotases. There's using the weight and measures, and then there's owning them. So Mishlei is not specific, but the pasuk in Devarim is talking about owning them. Yeah. You got it?
Almost.
I was giving you the opportunity to look up. Yeah.
9 seconds.
Yeah.
All right. Hashoka, we'll start from the beginning. We're not gonna do everything, but Hashoka l'chavera mishkalat chaserach o hamishkal shehiskimu alav b'nei osa hamadina o hamodid b'mida chasera min hamida shehiskimu aleha. So basically, if you weigh for your friend with weights that are deficient or less than the agreed upon amount in the like standard, basically, or if you measure with a deficient measure, harizet over below sase. So then you transgress the losase. Do not commit an iniquity in justice with a weight, with a measure, with a weight, or with a. Is Masura like a liquid measure, something like that? I forgot what it is. Yeah, so that's in Vayikra. That's in part of Kedoshim. Okay, fine. Okay, then skip days. On to Gimel now. Anyone who detains, who holds onto, who waits is weird, right? Who holds onto his house, in his house or in his store, a deficient measure or a deficient weight transgresses a lotase, as it is stated. Lo yelcha b'kitzcha b'gomer. V'afilu la'asot hamida avit shel memi raglain aser. Okay, so weird example. Even to make the measure as a vial of urine is aser, which I think means like even if you're not using it for like weighing purposes, you just like let's say here's the example, I think, right? So let's say like you find out that like they you drop your metal weight thingy and then it gets dented and no, that's not gonna work. Oh, it's a liquid measure, right? So it's like it's not holding as much weight. And you're like, oh, fine, I'll just use it like as a latrine. Can't even do that. Wow, can't be in your house. Because even though a person doesn't buy and sell with it, maybe someone who doesn't know and who apparently is not bothered by using a urinal for measures will not know, and then he'll measure with it. You don't get malchus because there's no action.
Wait, how do you what makes it a weight now if it's not being used as a weight?
Because it can still function as that.
But can't any bucket function?
I think it's something like, let's say, like imagine you have like a ruler.
Yeah.
And you find a ruler or let's say a yardstick.
Mm-hmm.
You find out your yardstick is actually like a little too short.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I use my yardstick for getting things out from under the couch.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm just gonna keep this yardstick and just not use it for measuring.
Yeah. Right. Meaning it has an identity as that, but you're using it for something else. But it would not go to anything that could be used as a weight.
Right.
Yeah. Good question though is if it's something that is a standard weight but it's not used for that. Like for example, I think this is a fact that a nickel is a gram. It's good to know. Yeah. So like if you have like a fake nickel or whatever, like people don't use that to like weigh stuff out, but like I have no idea, but that's besides like yes, fake nickels, yes. Okay. And then there's one more thing that caught my eye that I just wanted to read in case it falls into place. They go to the liquid measures. Okay. Now this is okay. I've recommended this before, but I'll recommend it again.
Like a gleam on your mid.
Gleam or glean?
Gleam.
You sure you don't mean gleam?
That was a gleam.
Gleam is
gleam is the gleam.
Yeah. Gleam is correct. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gleaning this from the Rambam. I made the recommendation that in your life at some point, probably earlier before you die, you should read through the last look at the last halakha in every parak in the Mishnah Torah to find treasures.
Every parak,
because at the end of the sections, here's the thing, and this is Raya. At the end of the sections, that's where he often has like the gold nuggets. But this is not at the end of Hilchos Geniva. Okay, check this out. Yud Beis.
The silver nuggets.
Silver nuggets, yeah. So this one I have never seen. Okay, so like I just happened to be reading the entire paragraph this morning, or skimming through. Kasha anshan shel midos yeser mi anshan shel arayos. Okay, that's right away difficult because halakhically it's not. Right, I mean, one is skila fefa and chenek and or not chenek. Is there one? Yeah, I think it's chenek.
Yeah.
And then not streifa though. Or no, sorry, skila streifa, not hereg, but chenek, yes. And then kares, right? And midos is you gotta like pay the guy back, you know. But so yeter mi anshan shel arayos shezeh beino levina makom v'zeh beino levina chavero. Weird reasoning.
Yeah.
And why are you going to arayos? You know, like it's just like you could keep yeah. All right, but and it gets worse. Kofer b'mitzvos midos, whatever that means. Kofer b'yitzias Mitzrayim. Shehi tchilas hatzivui. Where? Where's it? Is it in parts of Mishpatim? Like that was, I mean, but that was like after Yitzias Mitzrayim. Like what's the?
Yeah.
Weighing the straw. I mean,
is he saying that because it's sourced from Yitzias Mitzrayim?
Right, but it's not though, right? Is it because the word Ephah comes from the mun that was like probably? I mean, like where's he getting it? And I haven't seen any commentaries on this.
I
It's
feel
like,
like either this isn't like from Yitzias Mitzrayim or everything is.
yeah, right. And not only that, in case you're wondering, let's just read the last sentence here. V'chol hamakabel alav mitzvos midos. You know, because that's what you have to do. You have to do kabel it upon yourself. Harizeh modeh b'yitzias Mitzrayim shehi garma l'chol hatzivuyim. So then you're acknowledging belief in Yitzias Mitzrayim, which is the cause of all tzivuyim. So he is saying all tzivuyim. What? Yeah. What are you guys looking up?
I'm just looking at the pasuk that he quoted at the beginning.
Oh,
maybe
Devotion.
in context.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what it
That
said.
might be. Yeah.
V'yoger itcha ger b'artchem lo sonoso. Ke'ezrach mikem yeh lachem hager hagar itchem v'ahavta lo kumocha ki gerim heisem be'eretz Yisrael and Yisem Techem lo
Okay.
tatu evil
Okay.
b'mishpat b'mida b'mishkel u'b'mishura.
Misura, I think, right?
Misura,
Yeah.
Modnei tzedek, avnei tzedek, ephah tzedek, v'hin tzedek yeh lachem. Ani Hashem l'nichem asher hosisi es
There you go.
chayim es uzay.
Yeah, so this is
V'adam
Vayikra.
tzolchu gosai v'es kol mishpatai v'asisem osam ani Hashem.
Okay, I know what I'm learning this Shabbos Blineder. I think it's a good, interesting question.
Yeah.
Yes.
But isn't that a wacky
That's really weird.
Rambam on so many levels? But Arayos, is there Arayos before that? Because he didn't explain what connections with Arayos.
Yeah, it's right after.
Ah,
It's right after.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Oh, it comes before. It comes right before it, I guess.
meaning Midos comes
Oh.
right before that. Yeah.
So it's more important, obviously.
Obviously, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, this is so strange. Yeah.
Or if it came after we still be on.
Yeah. So so this is an example of how like this is not at the end of Hilchos Geniva.
Yeah.
It's at the end of this mitzvah. So you know,
Right.
yeah.
So you have to read the whole mitzvah.
Exactly. All the way, and the other thing also is I wanted.
We know.
What did you say, Joe? What did you ask?
Asked if you want to have a conversation in like the last one was Rambam.
Oh yeah.
That was what I meant by this.
Yeah. But I was going to say that, oh yeah, there might be some who claim that the spirit of Judaism only rests in the world of Midrash. And I think that the spirit of Judaism is also in the halachos and the Torah Shabbat Peh. And I think that the Rambam thinks this is Torah Shabbat Peh and Torah B'Tzav. So I just want to say that. And I think that this is the type of thing where like, you know, where the Rambam included this in the Mishnah Torah for a reason. You know, it's not a din per se. It's not going to change your the way that you practice it, but apparently like he holds it's important. And it's a general question why he includes stuff like this in the Mishnah Torah, given his goals. But you know, he did say in one of those letters that he did say in one of those letters that he wanted to create a book of halakha that grounds you in halachos and in proper philosophical principles. I literally just forgot that this is not that this is not in the afternoon because we were here with the Rambam talking about Rambam and we got it was such a bizarre. I thought like, where did the day like? Did I forget to go to Lamda? Like it was just a wow, so weird.
Yeah, I also had that experience of like not sure. Like I was like, oh, we should go back to the Mishlei pasuk, I guess. But like it felt weird because like
Yeah.
kind of the pasukim and the Rambam and like
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, so we have enough facts, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is that Rambam is a drasha on the pasuk, right?
Oh, it is a drasha. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's not Midrash world.
Okay. Yes. It's not about a story.
Yeah.
it's
Would I say it's shot? No, I wouldn't say that. Yeah.
would say, do you think the Rambam was saying that?
No. Okay, so but we have enough facts about the mitzvah, right? So basically, using unjust weights and measures is one iter, but then Mishlei is talking about. But we don't know what Mishlei is talking about. And the pasuk says kol ote avel on the ownership of it. So it's reasonable to assume that Mishlei is talking about that also, but not necessarily, because this is the condensed form of the pasukim. This is a condensed form of the pasukim in Devarim, not in Vayikra,
Right.
because Vayikra does not call them a toeva, right? And it only talks about using them.
Yeah.
So but it did say an ephah and an ephah.
Mhm.
Okay, so maybe yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so what are the questions here? We kind of already said them, but we could list them, especially because we're probably going to go into next week.
Well, one thing before we go into that, it's funny that the Arayos are also the Toeva.
Yes, that is also true. Yeah, this is why. Okay, it's a pet project of every couple years try to come up with a theory of Toeva. And this might I haven't done that yet this year, so maybe
That time of the year.
yeah. All right. So questions. Yeah. So basic question is, what is the chiddush of this pasuk given Devarim Chaf Hey Yud Gimel through Tes Vav, was it Tes Zayin, whatever, and then what is the chiddush within this pasuk, which might be the same thing, right? Meaning there's if you already have Devarim, then what is this adding? And then maybe it's the same question.
Yeah. Great.
What about multiple measures is it calling a toeva?
Yeah. What? So let's
Is it using them? Is it owning them?
Yeah.
Is it something else?
What about unjust measures? Is it calling a toeva? Using, owning, both, something else.
What is it Toeva?
What is a toavas Hashem? What is the gam shnehem adding? Meaning like, yeah, I guess we'll say that. Yeah.
You'd have to say Shneim, right? Right.
Yeah, I think gam shnehem. Yeah.
You say like him Toeva Hashem or something.
Right. But in the pasuk, you're saying that the question has to the phrase gam shnehem.
If you're saying gam, you substitute the word Shneim, right?
Yeah. Okay, I think those are all the questions, right?
Mhm.
Oh, and then what's the what is the practical? I mean, practical application is going to be to not use this, but I guess the question is, how does the what is the practical application beyond the lotase?
Mhm.
Right? Meaning, is this just reinforcing the lotase, or is it actually changing the way you relate to the lotase in a practical manner?
Right.
Reinforcing the lotase, or is this just, or is this adding something to the to the practical application? Yeah. Side question. It's possible that I will get a flat screen TV on a stand today.
Well,
Because today is maybe not today, but maybe next week, because Elisa Fader is going to give it to us from Lumdeha.
wow.
Is that something that you would find beneficial if we had up here just for having whatever I'm typing, like in the way that, or is that not something you don't care about?
Yeah, I don't really care.
Okay.
I think it would be distracting.
Distracting. Yeah.
So for me personally, I think it would not particularly help.
Okay.
But I think for some people, it might. I know some people have expressed that they like would benefit from that, and like, whatever. I think some people.
Okay, yeah. But some people do like to see the questions,
Yeah.
including myself, which I do see. Yeah.
I guess if I came to Monday night Mishlei, I
Yeah.
might think differently.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Also, I feel like there's benefits of look at like going to all Torah and getting the farshim that are not accessible in print here. For certain things.
Right.
That I could just show. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess in terms of that, because we don't have like control over the page,
Yeah.
that could, like, for me that would be like distracting like a different way where like I'll like want to like read something again or something.
Ooh, see, that's where I like exercising control.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean? Oh, I thought you meant reading ahead. You mean reviewing? Yeah.
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 That's
I
I
hate
think
when people read ahead.
yeah.
Yeah. Out here. Okay. So do we have answers? The weird.
Sorry for reading
Pasuk.
last night.
What was that?
Whether we have to go down the route of like these two, you would think like, oh, maybe being unjust in general is opposed.
Yeah.
For some reason, these wouldn't be, or something like
Right. Yeah. Right. I think that makes sense. Yeah, that's definitely the thrust of the pasuk in Devarim. That don't think like obviously if you use the unjust weights and measures and that's 12 gem, but just having them is fine. And then saying no, don't think that having them is fine. Also, those are an abomination. And thing was it's kol ose avel. Isn't the implication that having them is being ose avel somehow? Or is it saying that it is having them as an abomination because it somehow is connected to ose avel?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say that maybe we should analyze what the phenomenon of having unjust weights is.
Yeah.
And then from there try to.
Right. It does seem like the structure. This is one of those like rare cases where there is a lotas that itself is a getter, right? Because it does seem. I think you'd be hard pressed to say that owning them per se is something wrong. It's only because owning them you might come to use them, or people might come to use them, and it might like lead to what do you call? Yeah.
Like yichud with the rhymes.
Yeah, like yichud with rise, right? If you hold that yichud is derized like the Rambam, yeah. There's a couple of them, right? Los sis ave is a getter for los mode. Yeah.
There's a question of whether let's say Shin and Himmel Snag is that a question whether that's also a getter for Reyes?
I think that is a getter for rise. Yeah.
Well, it's not.
That is lo tikruvu legalos erva.
Yeah, it's
I mean, yeah, snogging.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how you remember it. Yeah. What was I going to say? That is in the pasuk itself. Lo sikruvu legalos erva. So the kirva is maybe the erva. Yeah. Which is not as bad as using unjust weights. Yeah.
That's why this one also has a getter.
Right. Don't we have to figure out what toeva is?
Yeah.
But maybe we start with figuring out what's bad about these things.
I think we go either direction.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but haven't we figured out what's bad about these things? Is that you might come to use it.
Might come to use it.
And I don't think we really need to go into what is bad about using it, right? I mean, it's stealing, and it's stealing in a sneaky way where not only are you like there's an honest thief who goes and takes something, and then there's this is like a sneaky dishonest thief who makes people think he's being honest, and dealing with them face to face, and like actually stealing from them.
And he's like measuring precisely using crooked measurements.
Or it's a real like akas action thing, like he's saying, I want to make sure that that you're getting exactly what you're paying for, and he's using that tool to make it that it's not exact. Maybe this is why it's a toiva.
Yeah, you're using the tool of honesty.
Yeah.
To be dishonest.
Right. So I'm saying that if you go and take something from somebody, you're not warping reality. You're just taking the object. But here you're manipulating their perception of. I mean, I'm just thinking of stas, but like but that is what you're doing here, right? Is you're putting forth you're convincing them that you are being accurate in this exchange, and the tool of accuracy that you're using is actually being used to mask inaccuracy. That's it's a toy because it's a distortion of the truth, not just a violation of justice. It's both.
Yeah, like it's one thing when you.
Oh, sorry. Just yeah. Go ahead. I just have to snap.
Okay. Just examining the similar case where you're not doing this. If you like let's say just have you let's say someone wants a certain amount of apples, and so you this is a thing that merchants do. I've seen people do sometimes where they toss them onto the scale, and then before the scale settle on a number, they just pick it up, pick it up, and they do some sort of, basically a rough estimation of what it's worth. That's there you're not being precise, but but you're being open about the fact you're not being precise.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. I think it's a tuavas Hashem because you're corrupting. It's an evil in the Tzelem Elokim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, in what way?
Because you're warping the truth.
And why is evil in its own mean it's a moment?
Because Hashem cares about the Tzelem Elokim.
I'm not sure what we mean by evil in its own.
Meaning you're messing with someone's perception of the truth, as opposed to just taking it from someone. When you do an injustice, you're harming their possessions or their body. But here you're doing that, and you're also misleading them.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking of it just. I mean, it might be come to the same point, but just that you're. I guess it's the same point, but you're distorting God's the fact about God's world. That's
I think that is a different point, but it is related.
Truth is the feel of God or whatever.
Right.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah. So I'm making it into a. I'm making it into a Bein Adam Lachavero Nezek in their Tzelem Elokim kind of. I mean, for lack of a better term, you're making it into a Bein Adam Lamakom emphasis. So that might be different ideas. I'm not. Maybe we'll get to the same place. And so I think we're both the thing we have that these ideas have in common is Hashem hates it,
right?
Because it's in the world of truth.
Yeah.
Right.
Hashem is interested in truth.
Yeah.
So is the Tuiva that's Geniva Sas?
If you want to put it in terms that we've been thinking about all week, then yes. I don't know if that's the I don't know if that's the thing. It might be something more subtle than that. It might be the fact that you are yeah.
I guess
the Targum, right? What do you call a correct measure? It's a stone of truth. So it's that you're messing with a standard of truth. It might be something like that, not the Geniva Stas per se. I realize I was saying that, but I'm not committed to that. I just want to say.
Because the thing that would bother me is it would seem like then the Tuiva then it should either be that all of Geniva Stas is a Tuiva.
I think it is.
Okay.
In Mishlei. Let's just check really quickly. You don't have a Mishlei, a full Mishlei. I'll check. You have to rely on I'm not lying to you. You know where I'm looking?
Look at the screen.
Yeah. You know where I'm looking?
The concordancia.
No. There's a place in Mishlei that says the 7 Toyavos Hashem.
Oh.
Yeah. I've wanted to do this for a while, so I forgot what parak it's at. Oh wait, did I go to the parak?
Do the 7 Tuivos Hashem.
Are 4 of them Evan?
Depending on which different mitzvahs you go. Oh, it's right after the ants thing. or not right after, but a couple pasukim after. Sheish hina sanei Hashem the sheva to'avas nafsho. There are 6 things that Hashem hates, and the 7th one is a toeva. Machlos about how to read it. Like, does it mean that one of them is worse than the other ones? Does it mean that and is it which one of the 7 that's going to list is the 7th? Is it the first one or is it the last one?
Is there similar thing in you?
If there is, I wouldn't necessarily know about it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you find it, let me know. So here they are: Einaim Ramos, haughty eyes; Lashon Sheker, right? False tongue; Yadayim Shofos Dam Naki, hands that shed innocent blood; Leiv Koresh Machshavos Oven, a heart that plots evil, plans of iniquity; Raglaim Mamaharos Larutz Lara'a, feet that run that hasten to run to evil. Yafiach Kazavim Eid Shaker, one who spouts lies and is a false witness. Umashaleach Medanim Bein Achim, and one who sends quarrels among brothers. So these are not all of them are Sheker, but what did someone say that just led me here?
Is all Geniva.
Oh, all Geniva, yeah. So what I was going here for is that it seems like all Sheker is something Hashem hates. Yeah, from Lashon Shaker. And Yafiach Kazavim Eid Shaker. I think Yafiach Kazavim Eid Shaker, by the way, is a similar thing to this case here, because when there's lying in general, which is bad, but then when you are being summoned as a witness to testify about something as putting forth the official standard of truth on which decisions will be based, and you lie there, that's like a worse perversion of the truth, because people are expecting the truth and relying on it as such, and you're lying.
What paragraph?
That's in 6:16.
6:16.
Yeah, that's where it starts.
16.
Yeah. So let's develop this idea. So what then? So Hashem hates it because it is a perversion of truth. Okay, so that would be a chiddush from the Torah, right? That you would think. Oh no. Now we have to actually articulate the chiddush from the Torah. So Kol Ote Avel is a toeva. Oh, so now we have to now we're stuck with that. Right, that goes against this. If we just had this, we might say an idea like we just said. In other words, if we're just talking about unjust weights and measures as a sugya, and it's calling that a toeva, then I think this approach works out. But if in Devarim when it says kol ose avel, that does seem to be saying that all avel is a toeva.
Well, it seems like the Torah has a slightly different meaning of toeva.
Yeah.
Because it includes Urias, includes Molech. I mean, I guess that might be, but it seems like it's slightly different.
Are you thinking we need to come up with a theory of toeva?
We might.
Yeah, because like I just said, we just saw, Mishlei also has a theory of toeva.
Yeah.
And it's not in line with the Torah. I don't think there's anywhere where the Torah says that haughtiness is a toeva.
Right.
So
we really want to figure out the chiddush of these being a toeva.
Yeah.
In the Mishlei sense.
Yeah.
We have to kind of figure out what the Torah's.
Yeah, I think we do. I do want to say though that it could be that this is still a true idea, that whatever layer of toeva injustice is in general, there's an added dimension of toeva that you're messing with truth that Mishlei is bringing out.
Yeah.
That's a little speculative just because Mishlei is not directing us towards what, it's just, all we see from Mishlei is that there's a double toeva in these things. There's the toeva insofar as this is Ote Avel, and then there's another toeva from these things. Yeah.
What does Avel mean?
Iniquity or injustice.
So isn't that
Here.
that's the thing?
Really?
Isn't
Kasi?
so that's the area of the chiddush.
I think that's the area of the chiddush. It is under Ayin Vav Vav Lamed.
Oh.
Yeah, because when you spell it without, I think it will list things, even though they put nikudos, it'll spell it the way with as you would spell without nikudos. And if you don't have nikudos, you spell Ayin Vav Vav Lamed in modern Hebrew. Yeah, so injustice, wrong, and iniquity.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so like a vav is a
the sound.
Yeah. Then,
Good to know.
yeah.
So, and one thing that we just have to, I want to articulate, even though I think we're on this page already. Koavas Hashem either means hatred, like that's what toeva is, and it's the emotion of hatred, but it also means to distance oneself from something. So in the mashal of toeva, I'm saying that you hate it and therefore you distance yourself from it. So the mashal could either be talking, the nimshal is either going to be a nimshal of the feeling of hatred or the nafkamina of hatred that you distance yourself from it. So I think the approach we were taking is within the feeling thing, like God really doesn't like distorting truth, But the Targum seems to be saying that putting the emphasis on that it distances you from God, which might also have to do with truth, but But I think there's just two ways to dissect the toeva mashal. I'm sorry, and I think the pasuk in Mishlei that I read, I think is talking about the feeling of hatred because it says Sheish Hina Sane Hashem the Sheva Toavas Nafsho, like his soul hates it, and that sounds like a feeling part of the mashal, like not an exceedingly distancing thing. Like it's talking about the internal world, so to speak.
And just clarifying, in terms of God, that just means like a sheker is bad and should be avoided, but not talking about any reason why it should be avoided.
Right, I think so. Yeah. Just another thing. Also, the parallel to this is like in Noach, Vayis Atzev El Libo. Like that's a mashal capturing God's feelings, not God's actions. So I think that Targum is taking it as capturing God's actions, but you could take it as capturing as about God's feelings. Yeah. Not that God has feelings, but yeah.
I just have a thought about another issue of owning with unjust weights and measures, is that by owning them, and not like destroying them, then you're tacitly like saying that it's okay for these objects to exist.
Right. Right.
Maybe it's maybe you're not gonna use them because you're not gonna do an action of dishonesty, but like you're not objecting to its
right. It reminds me of nuclear weapons. Like it's not like we have not been using nuclear weapons, but like the fact that they exist and can be used is a concern.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I think we should stop here and then we'll have to pick it up next week.
Do I every time